So as you may or may not have heard, YouTube has recently come out and, well, they didn't come out so much as they were forced to admit that they were censoring people for political reasons, and they were colluding with the government to do so, at the very least the Biden administration, possibly also the Obama administration before them. If only we had the emote. If only we had the emote, Jerry. Yeah, so they came out and admitted it, and I think Facebook was also doing the same. So the thing is, and we'll skip the MSNBC bit here, because who cares what they think, but they came out, so once they came out and admitted it, they claimed that they will start unbanning the people that they banned for political speech. And so that is where our story begins today. Let's see.
It is Wednesday, September 24th, 2025. This is a Wednesday evening emergency breaking news alert from the embattled InfoWars News Center in Austin, Texas. Not only are we now getting reports from NBC News and others
my hand won't go that high.
That before the statute of limitations runs out in just 5 days, the disgraced former FBI Director James Comey, who ran the deep state operations against Trump and the American people, including myself, that's been declassified, will be indicted for perjury to Congress when he lied and said he never leaked anything to the media, which he later admitted he did. He also leaked false information and reported twisted, classified information. Also, Letitia James for cut and dry, massive fraud dealing with mortgages, the very same thing she tried to do to Trump. This is so.
Yeah, so it's nice to see that supposedly some of these people are going to be facing some consequences. Now, will anything come of it? I am not holding out hope. But yeah, Jerry, Alex looks really good. He's been, I think he started either last year or at the beginning of the year. He started like working out like crazy, and so he went from like basically like a fat Santa type of looking character to what you see now.
So huge. John Bolton, also it's been reported, was caught with classified materials, completely illegal. Only person that can have classified materials is the president of the United States, who may declassify things at will as America's chief executive. So this is a seismic event. The deep state is in total, absolute panic mode because they and their minions believe they've been above the law. They believe they're untouchable. They believe there's never any consequences or repercussions for the things that they've done. That's why this is so incredibly important. I'll get back to that in a moment. But first, this is a test tonight. Yes, we're...
Okay, so this is the real announcement.
Posting this at man.video. Yes, we're posting it at Infowars.com. Yes, we're posting it at Rumble, the Alex Jones channel, and of course, the Mighty X at Real Alex Jones. But this is the first post since 2018 on YouTube officially by us. They announced 2 days ago, Jim Jordan and his investigation into illegal censorship and election meddling and violations of American people's rights. Got an official letter from Alphabet that owns Google and YouTube. I'll show you that letter right here.
So this is what caused it. Jim Jordan, I believe Rep. Jim Jordan from Ohio, so from Congress. So he was, it looks like, leading some kind of congressional investigation into the social media censorship, and as a result of that, that is where we get the YouTube and Facebook censorship reveal. So if not for what he's doing, we probably wouldn't even have heard any of this news whatsoever.
Saying we are going to stop, we're going to bring back all the people that were politically banned. And of course, the Democrats called for me to be politically banned.
So this is the key announcement right here. So Google claims that they are going to offer all creators previously kicked off YouTube due to political speech violations an opportunity to return to the platform. Right, so keep that in mind. Google has claimed that they will allow people that were banned for political speech to return to the platform. Now, they're not going to be punished for this. Nothing's going to happen. There will be no consequences for Google. But, you know, at least maybe something good will come of this, right?
And I've been patient zero in all of this breaking. Dude,
And that's true. I believe Alex was the first major person banned for political speech back in, I want to say 2018?
our oversight efforts, Google commits to offer all creators previously kicked off YouTube due to political speech violations to return to the platform. And here is the letter from the lawyers for Alphabet to the United States House of Representatives. So this is a big deal. Biden ordered them to do it. It even happened before that. But this is absolutely massive information and a huge seismic development. Now,
You think he started getting heavily censored from around the Sandy Hook situation? Yeah. It was around that time, and I believe that was the... I believe that is what people claimed he got banned for. But what really happened at the time, at least, was the real reason that he was banned from YouTube and everything was because he went up to some CNN reporter and basically just started bullying him in like the halls of Congress. It's really funny too. But basically, he was just yelling at some CNN reporter, and because of that, they basically decided to ban him. Oh yeah, yeah, they came down really hard on Alex. And guess who was in office in 2018 when it happened? It wasn't Biden.
we know there's a lot of bureaucrats, there's a lot of deep state within big tech, not just in government. And so,
No spoilers, Wingus. You're spoiling it. You're spoiling the story.
if this report you're seeing on YouTube right now gets taken down, well, know that you can go find it later at Real Hog Shows on X and Band Video and other places like Rumble. But this is a major issue because they're claiming they've stopped the censorship, but they haven't.
So this is the important part.
Facebook claimed 3 months ago we could come back, wouldn't let us back. So we'll see if this is actually happening. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't automatically mean that Alphabet and Eric Schmidt are lying. It means that just the default settings and the censors that are in there have done this. That's why we're going to draw attention to it. But if this gets...
So Alex decided to test this out. He was already skeptical of this unbanning. So he decided to test it out and post to YouTube. And we'll go over that part. We'll go over that very soon, Wingus. Don't worry. We'll get into it. Was it 18? Man seems so much older than that. Yeah. Yeah, it was 2018 when it happened. I'm pretty sure. YouTube needs to get its crap in order big time. The recent updates now this... Well, yeah. I mean, that... In a sense, that applies to every platform, I think. I can't tell you how many complaints I've had about Rumble, too. You did your homework. Yeah. Bittersweet, to say the least. What, the fact that it's, that it was so recent, or that it felt so much older? You didn't mind, I guess I started heading down to detention. Okay, I don't have to react to that. Thought I had a clip for that, but I don't. Oh, you know what? Here. Here's your clip.
Shame on you.
There you go. All right. But yeah, so Alex skeptically decided he'll post this clip to YouTube and see if it stays up.
pulled down today, and in a month from now it hasn't been corrected, we'll give them some time. Now we know that they have lied to Congress, just like Comey did. And I want to show you something here.
So he's saying that if it gets taken down immediately, it's not necessarily that they're lying. I mean, they're probably lying, but it's not necessarily that they're lying. But if they keep him banned for like the next month, then we know that they were lying, which seems like a reasonable approach. Now that they're coming out with this is bittersweet. Okay, I got you, Slush. So many YouTubers that got kicked off the platform have a chance to come back now, but should they? Adam Krigler comes by. Was Krigler banned from YouTube? I thought that he just stopped posting to YouTube because he preferred Rumble. I didn't realize he was banned outright. Don't play AC/DC, Alex. Yeah, thankfully, this isn't the live show, so he's not playing any of the heavily copyrighted music that he does for his intros and outros.
Going back to Comey and the impending reported indictment of himself, Letitia James, and others, Trump put out on Truth Social last Friday, and later they claimed it was a mistake, but I believe it was shot across the back.
Okay, I think he's just talking about these indictments now. So
Out to the AG,
skip through a little bit.
saying, look, we have the
Minifin.
Don't take Tylenol.
Yeah, I'll trust my doctors
God.
who have it.
This is the whole Tylenol topic, which we do not have time to get into, and even if we did, I don't know if I'd want to get into it because it's just disturbing. Just, yeah, I could be wrong, you know, do your homework, but I think that Tylenol themselves say they don't recommend taking Tylenol when you're pregnant, so, you know, listen to your doctor at least. No, don't do these crazy... Don't listen to crazy women on the internet. That is the worst thing you can do. Especially if they're fat. Especially if they're fat. Don't listen to crazy fat women on the internet. Oh, see, there you go. 2017, Tylenol said, we don't recommend using any of your products while pregnant. Thank you for taking the time to voice your concerns today. So, there you go.
so much, and for disaster. We know from CDC reports they suppress and negates everything else. So let's put pressure on Trump, just like when Bondi called for banning free speech under hate laws last week. People slapped it down. They backed off in just a few hours.
Oh, yeah, you guys remember that when our so totally based Attorney General, Pam Bondi, came out and said that she wants to ban hate speech, and then everyone rightfully crapped on her for it. You know, the same woman who has done absolutely nothing to release the Epstein files. You think Krigler's channel got shut down? Yeah, multiple strikes. So, I assume you mean Side Scrollers by SS. Said today that Krigler had like 12 strikes. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. I guess that would make sense. Huh. Yeah, because I remember Krigler was on YouTube not that long ago. Just down a whole bottle. Oh, God. Well, listen, Wingus, I think the max dose is what, like 4 Tylenol pills in a day or something like that. Because if you take too many, it's bad for either your liver or your kidneys. One of the two. Like, basically, it would kill you if you did that. Don't take rat poison; it's bad for you. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Tell the crazy people don't take the rat poison. Crazy, fat, septum ring, blue hair, never just one of these. It's always the lot. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you there. Although, you know, I will say that if a woman is very attractive already, and she has like normal hair, like long hair, and she just decides to dye it blue, but she's otherwise normal looking, I think that can actually look good. I don't know if that does anything about the crazy, but, you know, colored hair on its own isn't necessarily bad, unless they're ugly. Don't take it, period. Well, if you're not, I mean, if you're not pregnant, I don't think there's anything wrong with taking Tylenol. Again, I mean, you can ask your doctor or whatever. Like, my doctor, well, one of the first things he goes to is Tylenol. Because you also can't take Advil when you're pregnant, so... and you gotta be careful with, like, Advil and stuff, too. But, looks like the YouTube moderator bot is setting us all right now. Are you having trouble sending messages in chat, Snap? Because, yeah, I definitely have the live chat up, and everything has come through into Stream Ninja, so... It's incredibly rare that any of them dye their hair and a little off the deep end. Yeah, yeah. It is a shame, though, because I've seen very attractive... So, I saw... This was a while ago, chat, but I saw this very good-looking blonde girl. This was a long time ago. But there's this very hot blonde girl some time ago that I saw somewhere. And she had, like... And so the hair was blonde, but she had it up in... I think she had it up in pigtails. And, like, the lower half of the pigtails was dyed pink. And, yeah. I think the colored hair in that case actually looked a little better than even like normal blonde hair. And the crazy thing is, well, okay, so maybe it's just the pigtails that I like, but I don't know. I think in that case the colored hair helped out. Of course, I didn't say anything because I'm me. I just saw some of Slosh's messages, not so. No, I'm sloshing my words. No, I just saw some of Slosh's messages not show up on top chat. Okay, I got you, and some others as well. Yeah, that tends to happen. That's why I always try and remember to go into the live chat for Stream Ninja. Oh no! Oh, their knockouts, absolute beauties. Yep, but their personalities are ugly. Yeah, that does tend to happen. Highlights are fine. Maybe streak with full blue and full green schizo. Well, okay, if you have like 2 colors, I think that can be a little weird. But like, if it's just one full color, I mean, it can look good at the very least. But then again, I like crazy as well. So.
The difference is from Democrats and Republicans, with this new Republican Party that's more populist, still has problems, we can actually have an effect, and that's what's amazing. That's why the establishment wanted to censor myself and others, because, as the old internet saying goes, it's true, the propaganda would not be necessary if the situation was hopeless. Your speech has power. Truth has power.
Yeah. I do like the way he puts that. It's I think it's a good message, and it's a good point. The propaganda would not be necessary if your speech didn't have power. So it means something, I think. It means that everything is not hopeless because they still need the propaganda to try and control you. Because if it were hopeless, then they would already have won. You say that until you got to deal with the crazies. Yeah, well, we all got to make some mistakes, right? I got to at least make one. I remember when dyed hair was really attractive in the early 2000s. Now they're just the same. Snap, I remember when women were really attractive in the early 2000s. Now they're just obese and ugly. And they make themselves ugly. That's the worst part of it. Like, not to spurg out about, like, fashion or whatever, but it seems like the women's fashion trend nowadays is to make yourself as ugly as possible. So you can be like, see, in kind of that, like, postmodernist, ironic way to be like, see, I can make myself as ugly as possible and I'm still hot. I hate it.
Power. That's why I've got to use it now more than ever. Now, they're literally in court tomorrow trying to shut us down again. We've survived so much because of your support. But realize every day is precious. We're on air. So share the live feeds from Real Alex Jones on X and on Rumble, the Alex Jones channel. Save those and share those if InfoWars gets shut down. And support.
Yeah, so Alex is still going through legal troubles, and the InfoWars is still likely to get shut down, so they're still dealing with all that too, which sucks. Just don't make 2 mistakes. Yeah, well, I'd at least like to make one, just to know. The Ramona Flowers effect, that sound is more accurate than the song, song is more accurate than we realized. If, I don't know if I would get hit for copyright by negative XP, but I would love to play that song. Just have that song going half the time, because it's so accurate. Yeah, I blame the reliance of government programs and idiot DEI hires. Yeah. Negative XP was prophetic. No, he wasn't prophetic. He just observed what was already happening and made a song about it. That's the thing. So I think...
Support our sponsor, Bigly, the AlexJonesStore.com, with the widest selection of the very best supplements and patron apparel and...
Okay, he's just plugging in stuff now, which, that's fine if you want to support him. He's got his Alex Jones Store website where you can buy supplements and t-shirts, stuff like that, if you want.
Methylene blue, medical grade.
Okay, so the rest of this is just an ad for said stuff. And so, as some of you spoiled already, so here is the YouTube channel. So he posted the new YouTube channel, the Alex Jones Live channel, in the replies. And I already was skeptical about this because like, if YouTube were going to unban these people, they would unban their original channels. And Alex had, I believe, 2 main channels. The Alex Jones Show and then an InfoWars channel. Neither of those has been unbanned. Both of those channels are still gone. So this was a new Alex Jones live channel that he made. But as you can see, video unavailable. This video is no longer available because the YouTube account associated with this video has been terminated. So, yeah, they banned him. And this was yesterday that he posted this. So they banned him in less than 24 hours. Now, in my opinion, YouTube was probably lying. But that's just my opinion. So I don't think they're really unbanning anybody. I think they're going to need a lot more... There's going to need to be a lot more heat on them before they unban anybody. And then there's this second little clip here. It's only 2 minutes, so... this is Alex Jones on Steve Bannon's show.
Go at Ed Martin and the official weaponization of the government against individuals.
So what they're talking about here is... Basically, there's a guy, Ed Martin, who... I forget exactly what he is. I think he works for the DOJ, the Department of Justice. And they're claiming that this guy is going to be going after these social media companies and the people in the government who are involved in the censorship in the first place. So basically they're saying that the government may be punishing these companies for censoring people.
They've kicked off now an investigation into the government's and private citizens working with the government's takedown of Alex Jones. Am I correct in that statement?
Yes, you're always the great communicator. I should have said up front, the Justice Department is now officially investigating, but not just this. A whole bunch more is about to break. And I'm telling you, smoking gun on Paul Weiss, on the U.S. trustee, over my bankruptcy, all of it. It is, and I was like, wow. I said, I don't think I'm that important. You know, we got to bring down the globalists. They're like, listen, they were sloppy with you, and this is exactly what we were supposed to do. So
he's saying that the investigation will be not just the censorship, but also into the situation with Alex Jones, because part of what's going on with the lawsuit is that the government has actually been backing a lot of the lawsuits against Alex. So, like the Sandy Hook defamation lawsuit, that, if you've seen the details of the way that trial went, it was very, very mishandled. And so there are a lot of things going on that are very shady. And so that's what he's talking about, is that they'll be investigating some of that too.
Literally, this Koskoff firm is run by this former federal prosecutor whose specialty, Chris Maddy, is putting innocent Republicans in jail. They just pardoned the governor that he put in prison as a federal prosecutor. So this is all a Obama, Bloomberg, Soros, DOJ operation with me, as they said in press conferences, patient zero, that if they could take me down, I was the model to take down Trump and everybody else. So they really screwed up, and a lot more is about to break. Some incredible documents are about to be released.
Okay, I want to have you back on with that. Alex, where do people get the show? Where do you get your content? Now more than ever, you got to make Alex Jones...
All right, so now it's just plugs. We all know that. But the question for me is anything actually going to come out of this? Because at this point, I just have so little faith in the Trump administration to do anything useful. I mean, we've all seen the disaster that is the Epstein files. We have not gotten anything. I think Congress actually just voted to release the Epstein files, believe it or not. I think like they just got the final vote that they needed to make Trump release the Epstein files. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think they'll find some workaround to not release them. Yep, doubt it, yep. Where are the files? Exactly, why wouldn't they release them? Exactly, because it would, I think it's because it would affect too many people that Trump is involved with. I don't know if Trump is necessarily going to be directly affected, but I think it would maybe affect, you know, some of his pals in other countries, some of his best friends who run Sand, New Jersey. Less words, more actions, yeah. Yeah, ironically, Trump at this point is all talk, no action. Trump's got to be implicated. He got no other explanation. Like I said, I don't think Trump is necessarily himself implicated, but I think there are too many people too close to him that are implicated. And yeah, and in another Fell For It Again award, let me see if I can get this in here. So Trump has, and not to go off on a total tangent here, but this is just another reason that I've lost a lot of faith in Trump again recently. So Trump has done a total 180 on Ukraine. So now he's all in favor of funding Ukraine. So this is an official Truth Social tweet, I think, from his Truth Social thing. So he's saying, you know, after getting to know and fully understand the Ukraine-Russia military and economic situation, and after seeing the economic trouble it is causing Russia, I think Ukraine, with the support of the European Union, is in a position to fight and win all of Ukraine back in its original form. With time, patience, and the financial support of Europe, and in particular NATO, the original borders from where this war started is very much an option. Why not? Russia has been fighting aimlessly for 3.5 years, a war that should have taken a real military power less than a week to win. This is not distinguishing Russia. In fact, it's very much making them look like a paper tiger. When the people living in Moscow and all of the great cities, towns, and districts throughout Russia find out what is really going on with this war, the fact that it's almost impossible for them to get gasoline through the long lines that are being formed, and all of the other things that are taking place in the war economy where most of their money is being spent on fighting Ukraine, which has great spirit and only getting better, Ukraine would be able to take back their country in its original form, and who knows, maybe even go further than that. Putin and Russia are in big economic trouble, and this is the time for Ukraine to act. In any event, I wish both countries well. We will continue to supply weapons to NATO for NATO to do what they want with them. Good luck to all. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. So, yeah, basically he is saying that, oh yeah, we wish both countries well as they go blow each other up. And now we're going to supply weapons to NATO, and NATO's going to hand the weapons to Ukraine, and Ukraine's going to go blow up Russia. And so now he basically fully supports the Ukraine war. So he's done a total 180. So now not only are we funding Sand, New Jersey, we're now going back to funding Ukraine. So, you know, wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, you gotta be effing kidding me. Exactly. Exactly. You know, it's completely ridiculous.
Can't believe I shaved my dick for this.
Yeah. I love your VTuber doing the hands. Yeah, because I got some hand tracking. So I was actually doing the hands in real life. You can... So yeah, if you can see me, I was actually doing the hands. It helps me. It helps the Trump impression. Okay, it's a great impression, amazing impression, best impression you've ever seen. Tremendous. You've never seen an impression like this before. You're gonna love the impression. I guarantee it. Okay, I know it. You know it. Everybody knows it. Yeah, funding Ukraine and its stupid war is not what I voted for. Yeah, me neither. I did not vote for that. I voted to cut my taxes, and he's not done that either as far as I know. Yeah. Boo, stop funding shit. Yeah, exactly. Now we're just going back to funding everything we were before. Campaign promise was 24 hours till peace, then it was 2 weeks and 2 months, now it's like 2 years. Yeah. Remember when he was saying he could get, like, as soon as he got elected, he could have the war over in a day? Just drag both of them into a room and make them talk and end it. And yeah, we're it's all still going. Still going in Europe, still going in the Middle East. Nothing's changed. I love the smell of war profiteering in the morning. Yeah. So, yeah, that's he got mad because Putin made him look weak. Oh man, did he? I suppose there's something to that. But yeah, I remember. Yeah, exactly. He even humiliated Zelensky in the process. So yeah, he got his big, he got his big Chad moment, and then he got to turn around, and now he's turning around and basically just going, yeah. So we're just gonna let him do what he wants after all that, after I basically scolded him. nah, I'm just going to let him do what he wants. So, yeah, it's a disappointment. So, just another reason that I don't think anything much is going to come from all the investigations and all that. And I still don't really believe that YouTube's going to unban anybody. And even when people find out that they lied and did nothing, I don't think any consequences are going to come for anybody. Megadeth wrote a song about this once. Once? They wrote a song about this once, Slosh? The funding is good for Raytheon and Co. Who's buying exactly? Yeah. Yeah, I think this might just be what Trump's ultimate underlying policy really is to pump up all these stocks, whether it be defense stocks like Raytheon, or, tech stocks like Nvidia. I think he may just be trying to pump up the stocks to make the economy look good. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate, my stocks doing well, but I would also appreciate everything else doing well. Neocon's having a field day, yep. Yeah, no matter who you vote for, you get Dick Cheney. Lockheed Martin too, yep. Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, all those big defense contractors. And then there's Palantir, which I don't know if Palantir is publicly traded, but yeah, so Trump is planning to hand the entire surveillance panopticon apparatus to Peter Thiel and Palantir. So, hooray!